Kids, today we already had our little review over parallelograms, and today we're going to do triangles and trapezoids. Now, you all know that a triangle has three sides, right? Triangle, this is what a triangle looks like. And we're going to talk, if you had to find the perimeter, you would add the three solid sides for the perimeter. You all know that. Today we're going to focus on finding the area of a triangle. It says, the area represented by a capital A of a triangle is 1/2 the product of any base and its height. Now there are two formulas that you can use. 1/2 base times height, or base times height divided by 2. I have found that most sixth graders find this one to be the friendliest, especially when you're using a calculator. All right, and since you will be allowed to use a calculator, I am going to refer to this one whenever I am doing the problems most of the time. Any questions on that? So let's write this down. A equals base times height divided by 2. Okay, now what shape had base times height for its area? What shape did we just study? A parallelogram. And a triangle is a parallelogram divided by 2. So let me just show you that. On this page here, if I take this parallelogram and I cut it right here, those are two triangles, right? So the formula for a triangle is base times height divided by 2. The base is here, and what's the distance from the base to the highest point? But it can't be the slanting line, it has to be vertical. It's the height. How tall is this triangle? Well, the straight height is the same as the straight height of a parallelogram. So you just divide it by 2. Think about it. It's a parallelogram cut in half. That's why we divide it by 2. Okay, now let's look at this problem here. Example number 1. Find the area. Well, the base is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put equals 5 there. Okay, did everyone see where we get the 5? How tall is this shape? Well, let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It is 8. All right, so now I will ask you to write the formulas down on your problems. Base times height divided by 2. When I say substitute, you're going to substitute the base with the 5 and the height with an 8 and divide it by 2. 5 times 8 is 40, divided by 2 is 20. And the area is 20 square units, or 20 units squared with the little 2. If you don't want to write it with the little 2, you can write the word square. Any questions on that? Okay, we'll practice those in just a little bit. Now, in number 2, find the height. This is one where they tell us the area is 42 meters squared, and the base, let's put B equals 14, we don't know what the height is. So let's write the formula. We're going to just do this here. A equals base times height divided by 2, right? Now we're going to substitute. So when you substitute, what am I going to put under the A? What goes under the A? 42. So write down 42, everyone, equals, do I know my B? 14 times H divided by 2. I did not see everyone write that down, so if you haven't done that, please do so now. Now this is called a two-step equation that you're going to solve. The first thing you have to do is get rid of the 2 on the bottom. What's the opposite of dividing by 2? And we're going to multiply both sides by 2. Okay, have you got your parentheses in? We're going to multiply this side by 2. That cancels it out. And this side by 2. Did I lose anyone? 42 times 2 is 84. 84 equals 14 times h. Do you see how we got that? Now, it's easy. What's left to do? What will undo multiplying by 14? And we show division with the bar. Divide, divide, divide by 14, divide by 14. In your calculator, what's 84 divided by 14? Or in this problem, you can just look. It's 6. 6 equals h. And the answer is 6 meters. 6 meters. Any questions on that? You're going to do problems like that after a while. But you have this sheet to help you, okay? Any questions on triangles? Base times height divided by 2. It's a parallelogram divided by 2. Now let's look at the next one, and this is a trapezoid. Kids, on your test we will be giving you, I think, the formulas. As of right now, I think we will. You don't have to have them memorized, okay? As of now. All right, a trapezoid is a quadrilateral. That means it's a shape that has 4 sides. It has 2 bases, B1 and B2. The height of a trapezoid is the distance between the 2 bases. Now, kids, these bases are the sides that are parallel, okay? They don't intersect. You're going to say, how do you know which sides are your bases? Well, they're the sides that are parallel. This side, these 2 are parallel. They're not going to intersect, are they? So the 2 parallel sides of a trapezoid are the bases. Now, it doesn't matter if you want to name this one B2 and this one B1. It doesn't matter. They're just the 2 parallel sides. You got it? And the height is the distance in between them. It's the distance in between, and it always has that little box right there. Okay, the height always has that little, it's the right angle symbol. And that's the height. So for this, the formula I would like for you to use is this one here. You add your bases, multiply it by the height, and then at the end divide it by 2. Okay? Now, in the example, they used the other formula. We're going to use this formula. So let's copy this down with using this formula. Are we ready? All right. First, let's copy the formula down. A equals the height times in parentheses B1 plus B2, and then at the very end, divide it by 2. All right? Now, what are my bases? These are the ones you're going to add. All right? So, let's write down A equals, what's my height? 4. 4 times 3 plus 6 divided by 2. You got that? All right. So now we have to write down A equals 3 plus 6 is what? 9. 4 times 9 divided by 2. Well, 4 times 9 is 36. And 36 divided by 2, you can use your calculator, is 18. And you have to add the label, centimeters squared. So kids, at this point, if you want to write your answer that way, I don't care. Now, your teachers next year might care. They might say, go ahead and write down A equals 36 divided by 2, and then put 18 centimeters squared. I'll probably have you write the formula, substitute. That's what I want to see for substituting. This is the solving step in the answer, but if you want to write your answer when you're in the solving step to the right, I won't count points off it right now. Any questions? Okay. At the time being right now, we're going to, we'll do this later. This will be part of your homework. Right now, I want you to go to the next page, and we're going to practice finding the area of triangles. Right now, we're going to do 1 and number 4 together, and then the others will be homework. And this is the second page of your packet, and then after those 2 problems, we're probably going to do number 1, and we'll do number 4 here also. And then the other problems will be your classwork, homework, and I will probably go over how to do some of the word problems with you in a little while. Are we ready? Okay, this is triangles. The formula for a triangle, let's write it here at the top. Area equals base times height divided by 2. Got that? So, in number 1, I'm going to start off and write A equals base times height divided by 2. So A equals, let's count. How long is this bottom one? So you count how many squares long it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the base is 7. Now the height is the straight up and down distance from the bottom to the point. There's the point. Here's the bottom. It is 1, 2, 3, 4. The height equals 4. So we're going to have 7 times 4 divided by 2. Now, if you don't know that, in your calculator, you put 7 times 4 divided by 2. Then you have to put A equals, what'd you get? 28 divided by 2 is what? 14? 14 units squared. Any questions on that one? Now, kids, in number 2, this is going to be your base, and this is going to be your height. Okay, just to let you know. Now we're going to go to number 4. In number 4, it's a triangle. So we're trying to find the area. It's going to be 34 times 14 divided by 2. Does everyone have that written down? And then in your calculator, what do you get when you take 34 times 14 divided by 2? What did you get? Yeah. 7? No? 34 times 14 divided by 2. 238, yeah. And let me write this down. 238 inches squared. Okay? Now I want to do number 7. Number 9 is bonus. Okay, put a star by number 9. It has fractions. I'd like for you to try it. In number 7, these are triangles. And let's just write the formula right here once. Area equals base times height divided by 2. Here it gives us the area. So 285 equals B times 15 divided by 2. Did everybody get that? Now, what's my thing to solve it? What's the first thing I'm going to do? I got to get rid of dividing by 2, which is, what's the opposite of dividing by 2? Multiply both sides by 2. And 285 times 2 is 570. 570 equals B times 15. Now, what's the opposite of multiplying by 15? Divide by 15. Divide by 15. So 570 divided by 15 is what? 38 equals my base, and it's 38 feet equals the base. Okay, now go ahead and do number 8. You don't have to do number 9. Try to do 10, 11, and 12, and then I'm going to talk to you about trapezoids in about 10 minutes. So, for problem number 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did you get 5 for your base? No, it's not. So you have 5 for your base, and your height is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The height is 7. Kids, it is not. It is recording. 15.37. Oh, on the front screen. I thought you said my recording was frozen. Now, sorry about that. Now, it was recording. Our base we said was 5. Our height is 7. So area is 5 times 7 divided by 2. 5 times 7 is 35. And 35 divided by 2 is 17.5 units squared. Any questions? Okay, in number 3, I'm going to say this one's my base and this one is my height. You could interchange them. We know that it is because of the right triangle. It means it's perpendicular, and the base and height are perpendicular to one another. Please write these things down. So here, area equals 12 times 10 divided by 2. 120 divided by 2 is 60 millimeters squared. Any questions? Are you doing okay on these problems? All right, we're going to go on now to the trapezoid side. So let's turn to the trapezoid side and practice doing these problems. We're going to start, and I want everyone to write the formula for the area of a trapezoid up here in the top right-hand corner. The area equals height times your parallel sides. They're called B1 plus B2. Then divide your answer by 2. All right, so in problem number 1, these are my bases. They are the sides that are parallel. It doesn't matter which one is B1 and which one is B2. I'm going to say this is B1 and this one is B2 and this is my height. So let's write the information down. A equals 7 times 11 plus 7 divided by 2. Now you're going to put A equals 7 times 11 plus 7 is 18 divided by 2. Any questions? Now you can use your calculator. 7 times 18 divided by 2. 7 times 18 is 126, and 126 divided by 2 gives you the answer 63 feet squared. Any questions? All right, I'm going to do number 4, and then I will let you work hard on getting these all finished so you don't have homework. Okay, now, parallel side, parallel, parallel. So this is going to be my B1 and B2. This time I'm going to say your B1 and your B2. It doesn't matter. And this one is my height. Because of that little line, that little box there, it means that's the height. Here we go. A equals 12 times 18.4 plus 14.3 divided by 2. Now you're going to use your calculator. A equals 12 times 18.4 plus 14.3 equals 32.7. And then after you multiply it by 12, divide it by 2. All right? So 32.7 times 12 divided by 2. What do you get for your answer on this one? What's the area? Yes.
196.2.
Excellent. 196 and 2/10 centimeters squared. In number 5, instead of using the fraction 1/2, you can use 3.5 for your height. Now, in number 5, are you going to use this 5 here? No, you won't need that number for your area, do you? No. All right, so I'm going to let you go ahead and work hard. I'm going to walk around the room. If you are working hard, after I'm done walking around the room, I'll let you work in partners. Your homework assignment will be to do the problems here. On this one, I will let you skip. You can skip one of the word problems, okay? Finish doing these. You can skip one word problem on the triangle. There were only 2 word problems. Yeah, you can do both of those. They aren't that hard. Now, on the parallelogram problem, I'm going to have you do 4 problems. On this one, I want you to do number 1, number 3, number 5, and number 7. Do 1, 3, 5, and 7 for homework on this. Homework 1, 3, 5, and 7. Don't do the back side. Do all of the problems on this except you can skip 1 word problem. And on the back, you do all of them. And you do use a calculator. Show your work. You can't just write down the answer. You have to show your work, okay? All right. Have a good day.